Good afternoon, Scott Rella, T3 Live. Welcome to today's recap. So it's Tuesday, another day in the market after a holiday Monday. Today started off pretty slow. Looked like the Dow was down, but that was a little deceiving because of Coca-Cola. The real story was the action in some of the NASDAQ stocks, the action in some of the go-to names that showed their relative strength during the decline. So there were a lot to do as the S&P now approaches those old highs and the NASDAQ just continues to notch new highs. So with that said, let's just go right to the action. You don't need to hear me talk. Here is the SPX. Here was the breaking of the accelerated trend line. Here was that 1770 intermediate. And then here is when it held the 150-day. So if you reduced risk here or here, you had a spot to be objective and not think that the market had to get to the 200-day or had to go down 20%. You had a red dog reversal right there. Briefly went through 1739. A handle or two came up, then crossed 1755, then penetrated 1770, then came into this prior resistance and digested. All signs that there was some power here. Then after digestion, continuing, paused into old resistance. Why not? You could have even tried to be short there, but then once we closed above that, you had a cover, and now here we are, a stone throw away from the highs. I don't know if we're going to take these out tomorrow or we're going to take them out in the next few sessions, but overall, healthy, action, a bungee cord up, which usually, even if we do pause, leads to higher prices if you've been rolling up shorts. Besides the opportunity, besides the brain power, besides hating the world, which I know I was doing when I was short right around here, I was in a little early, got rid of longs, tried to be a cute short, you're missing out on a lot of action. If you're just trying to catch that cute short, because everyone out there is saying this market can't continue, we have inflation, we have poor numbers, we can't blame it on the weather forever, just worry about the price. And a lot of the stocks that have been on the move have been doing well. We went over some of the solars today. Look at these solar stocks. Solar City, you take a look here. Beautiful breakout. If you're on the VTF, you saw Sperling on top of it. I think I got involved somewhere around 77-ish, and I still have it on the VTF. Right at the highs, really nice trade. Held the 21-day when the markets came in well below, showing relative strength. Nice tight pattern. That went. FSLR, it also broke this descending channel that we've talked about in some morning calls, held above it. Bob Lang today talked about how he liked it as well with some kind of call strategy, and look how it had a nice day today. Look at this chart of SPWR. This I still think could go a bit more. Okay, it has a high level consolidation. Look how long this stock has been consolidating up here. Wasn't as strong as the other ones today, but they usually take turns, and this guy doesn't have Elon Musk behind him. But anyway, with that being said, in coming sessions, perhaps it gets above this 35 and goes. Strong stock in a strong group. The solars were good. You could look at all the other names and pick and choose. You didn't have to be in those. You could have been in YGE. You could have been in SOL. Some of those also were decent. As far as the Tesla Apple story, it was hard. If you had Tesla overnight, you made money. If you tried to play some momentum intraday, it wasn't easy. Maybe because earnings are coming out tomorrow, so they're not letting it go yet. But basically, Tesla, which still looks good, which looks good on the daily chart, if you were trying to trade it today, it wasn't easy. Closed at 203.70, probably below where it opened. That's why we were hoping to get a nice trade through 202 to then have the trade. But overall, really nice trade from the red dog reversal here. This too, just like Solar City, look at this. Following the 8 and the 21-day moving average, showing relative strength. Look at the spiders, for instance. When the market pulled in and came to the 150-day, so that's why you want to go after stocks that held higher, okay, during that market pullback. I'm not sure exactly where it was, but wherever it was, it held the 21-day or somewhere around there. It could have even been the 50, so that's how you identify some winners. So there you go with Tesla. I think it looks good. Talked about the tricky spot in Apple today. Apple was coming into this descending trend line after a really nice move. Talked about the setup, posted this 60-minute chart setup. If you go back to some of the old archives, maybe on Twitter or wherever you want to go, here was that cup and handle pattern. Okay, the accumulation pattern that, remember, they announced that they were going to buy back stock. They gave you a chance if you weren't in it during this process. If you didn't buy it at this red dog reversal here, you could have bought it verse 517 and then look at it. Okay, I know for me, I took out a decent amount in the middle of it. I'm not in it now, and I was thinking short it today. I just stayed away. I don't think I traded out Apple once. Did I trade Apple once? I might have. Anyway, you have a topping tail into this area, extended from the 8 and 21 day. Love to see some kind of pullback before it tries to go again. Really nice move. It might not be, a short, but it also might not be a chase if you're worried about short-term or intermediate spots. As far as some other stocks, Facebook continues to be Facebook. Had a pull-in. Guys were like, what do you think of Facebook? I'm like, it traded below the prior low, but what did it do after that? Came back above it. Now we'll see if it takes out that high. Twitter doesn't seem like the market's scared of 10 million shares coming due. After the earnings, held 50. Nice trade into the earnings gap. Now it's flagging again. If there are no sellers in the first hour or so tomorrow, I bet you all the shorts get a little scared, and maybe we get a trade above 58.98 to continue to fill this gap from earnings. I love gaps. They give you points of reference, and so far, nice trade here. And now you could maybe get a continuation one tomorrow. This YELP, still consolidating. You had the nice, earnings gap. This was the sell the news on Yahoo. Now it's really tight. So if it starts to cross above this descending channel, perhaps tomorrow, maybe it goes again. Put this on your radar. It's got a decent setup. GMCR, some guys were looking at it today. This was the Coca-Cola news, traded above, consolidating again. That doesn't look like it's stopping. As far as the banks, they're a little bit of a trouble spot. I came in with Bank of America and I sold it today. If you're a macro investor in Bank of America, you most likely don't have to follow my lead and sell it. I trade actively. I can always get back into it. If you've been holding Bank of America since we've been talking about it all the way down here, okay, this isn't a big deal. Look how long this consolidation took before it went. This one's been consolidating and is showing a little relative weakness. So for me, since I trade for alpha, I said, you know what? If it breaks this level here, I will get out of my Bank of America. So I have none overnight. Tomorrow, if it engulfs this day and looks good again, I'll get back in. And then if it breaks this descending trend line, I'll add more. But for now, I'm out of it. We'll see what happens. Whenever you get a market that continues to extend, you start to see like little guys pop up. So with that being said, some Chinese names were strong. First is a leader. You have QIHU, that it now broke out above that prior area. I played it today for a breakout. I'm still long a little bit. Looks strong. Hopefully that continues. It definitely gets a little wishy-washy. Last time it broke out, it came in. It sometimes doesn't have the continuity. Let's hope that stays. And then some little guys. Look, if you look at my VTF, you'll see me in RENN so far. Big day today. You could use sifters for some of these things. Some of these little stocks are starting to go. This could be a day one. Maybe you get a day two or so into this area, or this could have been your day one bull flag continue. Some people were talking about this one, which is different. I don't even know what it was, but I'm like, you know what? It's a nice chart. Bull flag. Let's see what happens here. And it traded above this area, closed strong. Sometimes you get continuation. I think Sperling's looking at some little bios that he had on there. I don't even remember some of the names. Maybe look at some of the disclosures after. But all in all, lots to do. Lots to do on a Tuesday besides just having short in the brain, besides just being pissed off that the market's going up on bad data. There's nothing you could do about that. Okay, what you could do is you could figure out how it's responding to the news, and if it's ignoring it for now, then you could ignore it for now. If we were going down on the negative news, then that means the market probably cares a little bit. So with that being said, some people are still in the metals trade. The metals have been acting much better in 2014. I know if you watch me on the VTF, had a nice little call spread at this breakout, and now it's over. So this was it's over as of Friday. Another gap here. If this can go sideways for a little bit, maybe it continues. I have no real strategy on with gold. I'm feeling a little upset that I missed this silver. Looked so, if you look back on it, I guess the snowstorm on Thursday, I was trading in Short Hills. Nice close on the highs above this area, and then look at that nice gap up. If you were in it, you got some nice follow through today. Congratulations to some of the guys who connected the dots in the metals. The GDX had follow through, gold had follow through, so silver just played catch up. And if you got there, congrats. Now it seems like it's a little extended into some resistance. Doesn't mean it's a short, but I think a little harder to buy. This was your day one, day two. Typically I like to sell on day three, and then if it has day four, day five, I cry. But I'm not in it, so you won't hear me crying or belly aching. So with that said, I got to jump. I'm co-hosting CNBC Asia tonight, so if you have the world markets, it'll be from 5 to 6 o'clock tonight. Got to jump in the subway to get there, and I'll be here tomorrow for the morning call with Brittany. And if you missed Bob Lang this morning, take a look at the archive. He trades a lot of options, very smart guy, and we were happy to have him. Thank you, and have a great night.